You are likely asking, should I get a divorce when I have children? Or how will the children be affected in the long run? Most people focus on visible effects, tears, school issues, split holidays. The strongest effects are often invisible and show up only later in life. These effects may not appear in childhood, but only in adulthood. Research shows patterns in how children respond to divorce. Adolescent girls may seek closeness to fill the absence of a parent. Boys often withdraw, becoming emotionally hardened. Some boys channel pain into aggression. I want to introduce a man named Brian, who, on the surface, seemed very successful and admired. Someone who, in spite of the divorce, turned out fine. Internally, he carried an unnamed wound for decades. He will share his story in his own words. This story is a composite based on therapeutic experience. The image used is a digital representation. Here's Brian.
When my father left, I felt like the ground disappeared beneath me. My mother threw herself into keeping us afloat, working multiple jobs, managing the house, and trying to rebuild her own life. His departure didn't just change our family, it changed how I saw myself. In many ways, I felt like I had to raise myself. As I got older, his absence showed up in my behavior. With no steady father figure, I started to believe that being gentle or open would only get me hurt. Around 14, I began acting out. I pushed people away, picked fights, and sometimes crossed the line into bullying. People saw a bad kid who seemed angry for no reason, but underneath was grief and fear. The loss of security I felt when my dad was around, and the belief that if I didn't act tough, I'd be completely exposed. One memory stands out. My father promised to pick me up so we could spend time together. I waited at the front door, watching the street and the clock, trying to stay hopeful. As the hours passed, hope turned into a knot in my stomach. Eventually, my mother told me he had texted that he couldn't make it. Something inside me went quiet. It wasn't just that visit. It felt like a message that I wasn't worth showing up for. Looking back, I can see how that pain shaped who I became. I hid my insecurity behind aggression and a hard exterior. I carried my father's absence into my relationships and eventually into my own marriage. Understanding that doesn't erase what happened, but it helps me see my story more clearly, and it makes me determined to live differently going forward.
A parent leaving can feel like the ground has been ripped away from him or her. Children may grow up feeling like they have to raise themselves. The absence of a parent can reshape how a child sees themselves. It can create a belief that being open or gentle is unsafe. Pain often shows up as behavior, not words. Acting out, aggression, or pushing people away can mask grief, fear, and sadness. What looks like a bad kid most likely is a hurting kid. Broken promises can become defining moments. A missed visit can feel like this is proof I am not worthy of showing up for. These moments quietly shape a person's self-worth. Children develop survival strategies to protect themselves. Toughness, control, and emotional distance can feel necessary. These strategies can split a person's life into two. Outward struggles can hide inner struggles. Someone can look fine while still be deeply hurting inside. The effects of divorce are not just immediate. They echo into adult life. They influence identity, relationships, and emotional patterns. The takeaway: divorce doesn't just affect a child's youth. It can shape the way children live, love, and see themselves for decades, and for some, for an entire lifetime. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.